Have you ever gotten a utility bill and you want to line your utility bill up with your solar monitoring app? In this video, we're going to do exactly that. And hopefully, the next time you get a utility bill, you can go to your monitoring app, look at that as well, put both together, and make sure that your solar is working and that the utility company is billing you accurately. So, the first thing you're going to need for this exercise is your utility bill. So, this is actually my utility bill for my home. And what I did is I whited out my account number and some other personal information in there. So, I'm going to use a real utility bill as an example for my home. And I'm going to compare that to my solar monitoring app, which on my home I have SunPower. So, my app is called My SunPower. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to dive into my utility bill. And there's going to be certain things that we're going to want to look for. But first, we're going to start off on the home page. Here's all of our information. Here's the amount due. My wife got the bill and she says, "Anthony, is our solar working? What's going on?" And this is what we get at our office a lot at different times of the year. Mostly all the time, winter. In the winter months is when, if you have overages on your utility bill, you use more, or we had a really bad winter and the snow was covering your solar panels, that's when you'll have a bill. So here it is. Here's my bill for my system. And we're going to go down to the second page of the bill. Also, just a cool pro tip on the first page of your bill, just to make sure that you have net metering all set up correctly, you'll see here it says net metering account status, current generation. So I have 0 kilowatt hours in my banked with the utility. That doesn't mean that I did not produce solar this month. I did produce solar. The thing is, I used all of my solar and I had none left over to carry over into the next month. So that's why it shows 0. So don't be alarmed if you have no net generation banked up at different times of the year. That could be because you used it all and you don't have any left over. But we'll get more into that as we go on. So we'll scroll down and we'll go to the next page. And you could see something that we want to look out for here on your utility bill. My utility company is Central Hudson, but we work in National Grid, NYSEG, Con Ed, O&R. All the utility bills are different, but similar in certain ways. So you'll either have an actual or an estimated reading. We're good on here. So we see all of our billing is actual. So there's no estimated billing. And usually when you have estimated billing, it's usually estimated in the direction of not in the benefit of the homeowner, but we're good here. We have all actual. Then we're going to want to go down here and we're going to want to see the amount of electricity used. And we're going to go right here in the period from 7:08 to 9:05, 2023, I used 1,857 kilowatt hours. So from July 8th to September 5th, I used 1,857 kilowatt hours. So now that we have that information of what the utility company is charging me in electricity for that billing period, and I know that I have net metering set up on my account because I could see it on the first page of my bill here, the next thing we're going to want to do is jump into our solar monitoring app. So I'm going to share this tab here. This is my solar monitoring page. Now, if you have Enphase, Enlighten, if you have SolarEdge, SunPower, SMA, whatever inverter company manufacturer you have, you'll be able to pull custom date range data for that same time period of your utility bill for your solar monitoring. So here in my layout, I'm going to go to custom. And in custom, I'm going to go back to July 8th. So we'll go back here, click July 8th. And then we're going to go forward here and we're going to go to September 5th. Okay, so it's pulling the data. And on the top of my screen here, I'm going to see during that period from July, August, and September, in those specific date ranges, and it's important to use those date ranges. So when you get a utility bill, don't just put in uh, the month before, because the month that you're monitoring is going to show, it's just going to show all of July or all of April. You need the exact date that your utility bill has and put that date into your solar monitoring app. So I did that. And right out of the gate, I could see that my net grid usage during that time period was 1,854 kilowatt hours. And if I go to my utility bill, I could see, oh, when I went back to the utility bill, I could see that I used 1,857 kilowatt hours. So that matches up within a kilowatt hour or two to my SunPower monitoring app. So I could see that my SunPower app as well as my utility bill match up together. That's really good. So now we know that both apps are working correctly. I could see that my solar was producing. Look, I produced 3,430 kilowatt hours, but my home used 5,285 kilowatt hours. So that means I had to net pull from the grid 1,854 kilowatt hours. So now you're saying, why does the solar guy not have enough solar? And you are completely right. Since we moved in this home, at one point in time, my solar system did produce 100% of my electricity needs. But as time went on, we electrified our home. We added heat pumps. We got an electric car, and then we got another electric car. So as time went on, we wound up using more electricity than our solar could provide. And that's why a lot of the time we do add-on solar systems. So yes, I'm definitely going to add more panels to my home. But unfortunately, the shoemaker that has no shoes, we take care of all of our customers first, and eventually I'll get to my home. But if my wife has anything to do with it, we're going to be adding soon more solar to our home sooner than expected. But I hope this was helpful. This is just to show that when you get a utility bill, and if you think something is wrong with your solar, you could go right to your monitoring app, put those date ranges in, and check for yourself what your solar produced. And you could see, was I over? Did I use more than what my solar produced? That's why I had a utility bill. Or, hey, was there something wrong with my solar? Then you could screenshot this and send it to our service email address and say, hey, what's going on? Most of the time, it's an internet connection where the data wasn't there. Then once you put in your new Wi-Fi credentials, it pops up. Or other times something did happen and we have to get out there and address it. But this is just a good self-help to diagnose as much as you can yourself before you reach out to us or anybody else that you went solar with. So hopefully this was helpful. And signing out, Anthony Sakari from New York State Solar Farm. If you're interested in solar for your home or business, you can reach out to us at buysolarlocal.com. Thanks so much.